Hey guys, Dieter Melhorn here. How are you doing? Out on Lake Wiley doing some fishing. Got Grayson with me. He's sitting over here chilling out. We're out on the lake and we're just going to be honest with you straight off the bat. We're having a bad day. Just one of them days. But the really bad part was...
I'll tell them the story. So I was telling my dad about iMovie, how I can edit videos. I said, do you have on the phone? And he said, that's how I edit all my videos on the computer. I went, oh! And my sunglasses were right here. I went like this at the edge of the boat, and they fell into the lake.
Yeah. Not just any sunglasses, it was a pair of Costa'S sunglasses. So, we were out here, how long ago? What time is it now? It's 10 after 7. We were out here at around 6. We were going to go live for a while, talk to you, see what's going on. And for the past hour, I've been throwing a cast net, dragging crap across the bottom, doing about everything possible to try to find them. So Grayson's not exactly happy. Let me put this over here because I'm not going to hold it forever. Let me just turn this around. That way they can see us.
Make it even worse.
Yeah, Grayson's obviously not happy because let me get the sun here.
Those are my favorite sunglasses.
Yeah, he liked his sunglasses. So, so anyway, that's what we've been doing. I've been throwing a cast net. We tried all kinds of crap to get them. Normally, when I'm out fishing and I'm throwing a cast net, I've caught bicycles, everything in the world in them. And I couldn't catch them today, so I don't know what's up. So anyway, that's our bad start. So we moved a little ways and came up here and anchored at another spot. Obviously, after throwing a cast net for an hour, trying to catch a pair of sunglasses, there was no need in fishing there, so we went a few hundred yards up the lake. I didn't realize it when I got out today that it's Labor Day. I don't know why that skipped my mind. I figured we were going to go out this afternoon, go out on the water, and have a nice afternoon and fish some before it got dark. And I got to the boat ramp, I noticed there were a lot of trucks, and then all of a sudden it hit me. Puff, it's Labor Day, people are everywhere. So we are on Lake Wiley, for those of you that just joined in. We came up here in the river section of the South Fork to avoid the boats, the boat traffic and all that crap. And there comes a boat now. So yeah, it's just one of them, this has been it started bad, and it's gonna end bad. And
I cried.
Yeah, Grayson shed a tear because of that. So yeah, it's not a good start. So we've got lines in the water. We came up here to a deserted part of the lake, hoping nobody would come up here, but guess what? We got people coming up here now. So yeah,
Even two jet skis?
When things go bad, it all goes bad. So that's the way it's going. So for those of you that just tuned in, we're out fishing on Lake Wiley. Came up the upper part of the lake just to get away from boat traffic. Grayson dropped his Costa'S sunglasses into the lake. So yeah, that's kind of our just bad day. Anyway, where it is that kind of a day. I'll give you an update what's going on. 81 degree water.
71 at
it's
home.
a little bit dingy. We had a little bit of rain over the weekend. It's not muddy. There's a lot of boat traffic on the lake right now. Hopefully this will be the last hurrah before summer or before fall. People will get it out of their system. Water temperature is dropping. People are catching fish. There's actually been a pretty decent bite from what we've been seeing. And just talking with people, bite's been pretty good. So
one thing I have to say.
What's that?
Please like this video. For my dad, get me a new pair of Costa'S sunglasses.
Yeah, a big old cat will make him smile. We need something to make this day
a new pair.
End on a positive note. So it's yeah, it's just one of those days. But it happens, man. It spins you out. It gets you spun out and not in a good mood and everything else. But bad stuff happens to good people. Well, luckily they decided to leave. So Anyway, I had a whole bunch of stuff in my head of what I was going to talk about. Now my mind's scrambled. Oh, Catfish Weekly, I think, is on tonight at 8 o'clock. I think he's doing a show. I know it's Labor Day, and he may not be doing a show tonight. I don't know. I've not heard. Check out the channel, Catfish Weekly. See if he's on tonight. I'm not sure if he's actually on or not. Normally does a show every Monday night. It's good catfishing stuff. Usually some good guests. And thought I had a rod moose, sorry. And he is, I'm on it. Oh, Northwoods Angling, there we go. Luke's going to be on there. There you go. So Luke will be on, so be sure to tune in 8 o'clock. Luke's always a great guest, and he's a good one. That'll be coming on in about 45 minutes. So, yeah, if you guys haven't done so already, subscribe to Catfish Weekly. It's on YouTube. Make sure it's on YouTube. I assume Luke, who is Northwoods Angling, also does a lot of his feeds also on Facebook. And sometimes he does them simultaneously. So we'll see what's going on there and pay attention to what's happening. Like I said, we're spun out on the fishing. We were planning to get set up. We actually caught some bait. We went and caught some brim on the way in. Got a bunch of those in the boat. Pretty easy. And came up here and figured we'd come up here in the river just to get away from the boat traffic and see if we could get on some fish.
That's 3 boats came in.
And then, yeah, we had some stuff come in. But anyway, we just want to have those days. So, in talking with people, a lot of flatheads being caught right now. Water temps are starting to drop into that really good range. Like I said, right now it's 81 degrees. Once it starts getting into the lower 80s, upper 70s, that's when the flathead fishing gets really good. And these fish really start to stage and stack up. Another month or so, it'll really get good. Now Damon Gibbs has just chimed in and said he really likes the red, white, and blue rod holders. What he's talking about, I'll show you real quick. Let me unplug this. I got some rod holders. I've been complaining about my setup with the rod holders. Don't drop the phone in the lake. These are my new red, white, and blue monster rod holders. Same as the old style, but I got some in red, white, and blue. Steve had them online, or put them online somewhere. They're really cool. Obviously, you can do the normal 2 position, which is cool, but here's what I like. Especially if you're doing any striper fishing. You can lay that rod all the way flat like that, which is really cool. So, anyway, that's what Damon was talking about, if some of you were watching there. Cool rod holders. I like them. They're sturdy as a rock. And I've got 8 of them on here now, and I'm going to put a couple of more. I'm going to rig some stuff up at the front so that I can do some drifting off the front of the boat when we go out and have to fish. I say have to fish. If there's days when your only choice is to fish in some really rough water, you're better off drifting with the bow into the wind. It's just safer. And I'm going to have that set up that way so we can do all that. Let me wipe this lens. It looks kind of hazy. May just be stuff in the background.
Please. We're going for 50 likes for my dad to get me a new pair of Costa'S sunglasses, okay?
Yeah, for those of y'all that just tuned in and didn't see the first part of this video, Grayson had his sunglasses on top of his hat, and they fell off into the river. And that's what took so long. I was going to come on a lot earlier tonight. That was the plan. I spent the past hour throwing a cast net trying to snag them. And I caught shad, I caught leaves, I caught dirt, I caught mud, but I couldn't catch them. So, and we really screwed up that hole pretty good, so we loaded up and made a move. So, but listen, hey, it's first world problems. You know, it could be worse. It's like I was telling Grayson. Good stuff happens. Bad stuff happens to good people. It just happens. It's over. It's done with. You can't unring a bell, and it's just time to move on. And that's what we're doing. We're fishing. Got the baits back in the water. We've got brim. It's a bunch of cut brim, and I got a live one out. So we're kind of seeing what's going to work up here. This was kind of a last minute, not a last minute, it was sort of last minute. Grayson wanted to earn some money today, so I put him to work at the house doing a bunch of stuff. And,
$30.
Made 30, but well, between yesterday and today, you made 30 bucks.
That's still good.
So yeah, we had to do a little fleet management on some of the vehicles, and he learned how to do a bunch of stuff that way. So
yeah, Daddy, listen to that guy.
Yeah, so so yeah, he's made some money. We worked. He got some school work done, And then we bolted out here late this afternoon. Like I said, the plan was to kind of get out here and tease it up a little bit for Catfish Weekly, which is going to be on here in about 45 minutes. But we've kind of been crying in our slime rags back here, trying to get over this. For those of you around the country, especially any of you folks that happen to be tuned in from Texas, we're praying for you. It's the water's going down, but the rough part's just beginning for you guys. And man, I've covered that stuff before in other hurricanes and storms. And once the flooding goes away, that's just when the work starts. Then it's praying for you. A lot of stuff going on, and yeah, just hoping you guys make it through all that stuff. It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be tough. It's not going to happen quickly. So, yeah. So, we'll be thinking about you. Keep us, I know probably a bunch of you ain't watching down there. Probably a lot of people without electricity and stuff. So, anyway, that's thoughts and prayers are with you guys. I'm sure Grayson is at least somewhat happy. He's probably better than I am. So,
hey, you got to think, you got them for free, so.
I did get that there. Those were actually a gift to Grayson from a buddy of mine, which kind of makes it worse. While they didn't cost anything,
I just thought about that. Because
they were a gift, it kind of makes it that much worse. So hopefully Brandon's not watching this video right now, because appreciate it, buddy. So anyway.
If he comes in, just don't say a word about it.
Just don't say a word. Everybody be quiet. Nobody say anything. So, anyway, I'll give you a little update. On my fishing, I had planned to fish a lot more this week and do a lot more live feeds, and I've got a bunch of work stuff come up. Come up here and sit down. I can only see your head sticking up back there. I've got a bunch of work, so it's really screwing up the fishing schedule. I guess that's a good problem to have. I'm thankful, thank you God, that I have work, and you know, that's a good problem to have, if you can call it a problem. But yeah, I was planning on to get on and do a little more live stuff, and because the fishing can be good right now, and especially in the evenings. And that was the plan today, was to get out. You know, like I said, I had it in my head that afternoons during the week, kids are back in school, people are not on the water anymore, and I had the rude awakening that yeah, it's Labor Day. So anyway. But hopefully all you guys are enjoying your Labor Day weekend, and got to go back to work tomorrow. If you're like me, I do too. Be up and at it 5 a.m. tomorrow, headed somewhere. So that's kind of the way it goes. I had planned, I'll go ahead and reveal the bad news too. More bad news. We're just full of bad news today, folks, okay? I had planned, I was working on going out to the Mississippi River Monsters, the Mississippi tournament here in a couple of weeks.
Can I come?
And was going to try to do some pre-fishing. I wasn't going to fish the tournament, but I was going to fish pre-fish with Lyle from Catfish Weekly, and we were going to try doing some live shows and do some stuff from Missouri. That's right. We like the way he says Missouri, because we say Missouri here in Misery in the South. But I had planned, I was kind of keeping it on a secret because I didn't know if it was going to happen, and it didn't happen. It would basically give me one day to fish. I would either have to, I've got jobs on what I call bookends. They're on both ends of it, and I would basically either have to drive or fly, fish for a day, and then the next day drive or fly back. And it's crazy. As much as I want to do it and learn how to do the bottom bouncing, it would just be ridiculous to spend the money or that much time just to go out for one day. So it is what it is, and you can't do everything in life. So again, that's a first world problem, is to not be able to go fishing for a day. So but that's kind of what's going on. I'm gonna try to get down to Watery some more to get some info out about the Cabela's tournament that's going on down there, the big championship down there, the first weekend of October, I think is when it's happening. Just to try to give the guys that are coming a little bit of just fishing info on what's going on, just as far as where this, that, and the other is happening.
You only have 19 people watching.
I know, there's not many people tuned in tonight, and that's okay, because we don't, live PD is not on.
Oh, live PD is Saturday and Sunday.
That's right, it's Friday and Saturday. So,
Friday, Sunday.
But Actually, it's a good one not to tune into because we ain't doing real good. Tom asked, what's up, Dieter? Any fish? No. Tom, let me tell you what's happening. If you just tuned in, we're having a bad day. I'm soaking wet right now, pretty much from here down.
Jesus.
Yeah, I told you I'm wet. And that's because I've been throwing a cast net for an hour, okay? Not to catch bait. Had nothing to do with catching bait. We caught bait before I started throwing a cast net. Grayson dropped his sunglasses in the lake. They fell off his head. They were on his head, and he tilted his head back, and they fell in the lake. So the only thing I could think to do was throw the cast net. Sadly, we're in 12 feet of water. We took my catfish net,
which is 6 foot,
and which is a little over 6 feet, and we took the pole that I used to put my GoPro camera on, and we tried to zip tie it together, and it was about 11 feet. So I tried dipping down and couldn't hit the bottom with it. If we could have done that, we maybe could have got them. I don't know. The other thing is, we're in a part of this lake that's got some current, so who knows how far they tumbled when they got down there. So anyway, so if you tuned in and asked about whether we're catching fish, no.
Oh, we got catfish hats. Is that clear?
We do have catfish hats. That's as close as we're going to get. Do we have matching colors? Is the color the same?
Yep.
It is. I think it is the same
The
color. The stitching? Yeah, it is the same stitching. Anyway, we got that going for us. So we at least got something going on. So, but no, listen, we're thankful to be here. I'm thankful to be with Pee Wee here. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. He ain't going to admit it. But right there, he had a tear come down his cheek when his glasses went in the lake. I'm telling you, he was not happy. He was heartbroken. He won't admit it, but that's okay. So I'm still surprised that he didn't go in after him since he's got a life jacket on. But
your stupid rod holder's in the way. I'm right here. I was like, no!
So like I told him, a pair of sunglasses ain't worth going in the swimming for. So you can buy more sunglasses.
Yeah, you're going to buy me some Under Armour ones.
Under Armour. I've got a pair, and you can have them. I've got a pair.
I've got a pair.
I've got a pair, and you can have them.
Okay.
All right.
Good job. You got
there we go. Life's better. Just to give you guys an update, if just tuned in, we're on Lake Wiley. We came up one of the river arms, ran past some sandbars and some stuff to hopefully keep some people away from us so we'd come up here and fish. Water's around 81 degrees. It's a little bit stained up here. There's a little bit of current. There's a lot of arches and stuff. A bunch of them were shad because when I threw the net for an hour, I caught some.
One.
But it's not crazy. Not crazy with the bite. This part of the lake is seems like time of day kind of thing, and this may not be the time of day to be here, but we'll see. This is the time we had to go fishing, and it's like I tell people, you go fish when you can. You can try looking at the moon and the stars and the sun and the barometer and everything else, but dude, I just go fishing when I can. Good Lord gives me a little bit of time to go fishing, and I can go, I just go, and if I catch them, I catch them. If I don't, I don't.
You lose, you lose.
This is a good example here of, we had the time this afternoon. We worked hard today at the house getting some stuff done, so we decided to come out here and put some time in the water and tee up Lyle's show. And Luke, who's going to be on there from Northwoods Angling, they're going to be on there in about 35 minutes. So make sure right here on YouTube you're subscribed to Catfish Weekly. Definitely something you need to tune in every week. Normally, I'm on there watching and talking on the little sidebar thing and chatting it up. Probably won't make it home. Well, I may catch the end of it tonight. We're going to fish for a little while longer. And I may make it back home in time to catch some of the end of it and see what's going on and see how everybody's doing. But I'm not sure what Luke's talking about tonight. Luke, if you're still tuned in, let us know what's going on in the show. The show has it's a great show. It's the only live catfish show that I know of, like on a regular basis. I mean, I come out here and do stuff. Luke does stuff. Chris Flores does stuff. But as far as on a weekly basis, we kind of come on when we're fishing and do stuff. But I'm not sure of anybody else that does anything. So. Wait, did I say Lake Murray or Luke? I was just looking here at some questions real quick. Daddy Tim, good. Blah, blah, blah. Somebody said something about Lake Murray being a bad bite. I've heard. I heard something else online. Some people that it seems to be a time of day thing with when people are catching fish. From what I've heard, I haven't that good widespread bite we had a few days. Of course, I don't know. It's hard to tell. It depends when people are fishing, where they're fishing. I don't have a real good grasp on exactly what's going on because I haven't been out that much. It's been a week since I've been out here. And that's just the way it goes. By the way, I'm going to put a video up this week. So make sure your notifications are on of my trip when I was down in Florida with Chad Bailey and from Size Matters Fishing. And we didn't have a good day, but we had a good time, and it actually made a pretty decent video out of it. It turned out pretty good. So make sure your notifications are on. That's that little bell thing, right?
Ding!
There's a little bell thing on there, and that's your notifications. Go over there and hit it, and it'll turn it on. Sometimes it notifies you, sometimes it doesn't. YouTube kind of does whatever the heck they want to do. Normally, my plan like tonight was to go on Facebook, Dieter Melhorn Fishing on Facebook, and let everybody know, hey, I'm going to be going live here in a little bit. That was the plan. Obviously, the sunglasses falling in the lake and throwing a cast net for an hour derailed those plans. So that's kind of the way I try to do things. So if you hadn't done so, if you go to my website, DieterMelhornFishing.com, I've got links to all that social media stuff on there. So you can get to me on Instagram, Facebook, and all that. So you can go there and you can follow, like, what do you do on Facebook? You hit like and follow, right? Yeah, it's like and follow.
And on Instagram.
And on Instagram. So that's kind of where I notify people. Bigger stuff coming up, like when we did the eclipse videos and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that way you can stay up to date. And I appreciate all the new people that have been coming on. I've been getting a lot of messages from some of the new folks. And
no cuss words.
And I really appreciate it. As Grayson said, no cuss words. We keep this a PG show. Somebody put a picture up the other day of one of their daughters, a young daughter, sitting there watching one of the live feeds on the computer. So we keep it a PG show. And even though I want to beat my head into the wall sometimes. I did pretty good today, though, didn't I? Now,
even though if I said something...
I did pretty good. Until Grayson started talking about... I get very intense on when something like that happens on fixing it. And Grayson started talking about... What were you talking about?
Why does the McRib come out every year?
I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to get a pair of sunglasses off the bottom of the river. And Grayson comes up with this... Why does the McRib only come out every other year or something? And I'm going...
Every year.
Oh, God. It's like, how?
You said, wow, I'm so surprised that was on your mind right now.
I'm like, get your mind. But I was really good. I did better than before. Somebody just asked on the feed how the rattles are performing. I'll give you an update on the rattles. Here's what you're... For you guys that don't know, a lot of new people, I've been trying these things out. Hopefully you can read that. Hooker's terminal tackle. And they rattle. Jingle bells, jingle bells. They go onto your line, and I don't sell them, but you can go to Hooker's Terminal Tackle and you can buy them. They rattle, and that's a bunch of different colors and stuff. It's about 60-40 still. The trip the other day, I've had some night trips, day trips. The rattles, I think the other day it may have, there was one trip where it ended up split. Almost, it was like 55-45. But the rattles have been produced slightly more fish. They seem to be better at night. I've really noticed a difference at night. And what I've done, like everything I do kind of over a long term. And it kind of gives me a better grasp on what's going on. Somebody just asked if I can explain the rig wrap
No.
deal. Jump up a second, I'll show you what they look like. Jump up. First of all, that's what they look like. That's one of them. They've got a lot of different ones. I don't have the other ones. Actually, they're underneath my radio. How did they get underneath my radio? They've got a lot of different sizes. Let's see. There we go. These seem to work really cool from my drift rigs. They're in there like that. What happens is, I'll show you how these things work.
You got more of those?
Oh, yeah, I got a bunch of these. People wonder how these things actually work. They open like this, and they've got these little teethy things you can see right there.
You wrap it around.
See there, you can kind of see. It wraps around, and then they open up there. You can kind of see in them. So what happens is, you find an opening in here, and this is very hard to do backwards, pointed at the camera. You wrap that around those little teethies. Teethies is a word I just made up. It will not be in the dictionary.
Teethies. New word!
And then what you do is you come in one of the openings like this, so that your hook, lure, whatever you have, is secured in the center. Close it up, and you're able to store it without it getting tangled. They make another one, jump up a second, G-Man, that I think is pretty cool too. It has 3 of them in it. And these all work great too for drift rigs. You can go, let me see if I can get you the, I got the smaller one stuck here. Hang on a second. These are the ones I originally found. I said, those are pretty cool. These are smaller. These work great for just regular Carolina rigs. I think they're great for those. But the problem was, they were a little bit tight for the drift rigs. But then what? Glenn saw me talking about them and complaining they were too small. And he said, well, you can break those teeth out. So that's what I did on the end. This is before I had these other models. You can break the teeth out and you can put a drift rig in there, even in the small ones. So, yeah, that's kind of work. They got a bunch of different stuff. It's very good for drift rigs, catfish rigs, dragon rigs, santee rigs, whatever you want to call them. But you can, yeah, check them out. They're rigwrap.com. There are links on my other videos down at the bottom. And is that a beaver or a big muskrat right there swimming across? That's a beaver. Oh, did you see his tail go up? Sorry about that. Distracted. There's a beaver going across the river up here above us. So anyway, rigwrap.com. And I believe, I'm pretty sure I got a link on my website to it. I think they're on the front page of it. If not, they're in the, if you go to the gear section on Dieter Melhorn Fishing, I've got a gear section on there. There's a link to Rig Wrap on there and a link to some of the Rig Wrap products. So, you're not peeing, are you? Okay, making sure he wasn't peeing off the back of the boat. You never know with this kid. I look out the window of the house and he's peeing off the back deck somewhere. Thank God we live in the country. Let me plug this back in case this thing starts to die. Where were we? The Rig Wrap stuff. So yeah, check it out on my website. Dieter Melhorn Fishing, go to the gear section, and it's got links, all that crap in there. So hopefully that answered your question. I love questions, by the way.
But no questions with cuss words.
That's right. I make slinky weights, and I had the black shoelace string, had lime green. Do you think color matter? Somebody's asking about the slinky weights, the drift weights. Does color matter? Grayson, see if there's some of the drift weights back there. The little slinky weights in different colors. I don't know if it makes a difference. I don't know if it hinders anything, but I've got them in different colors. Lift that up, see if there's some in there.
Oh.
Is there any, like, yeah, look at there. Hand me one of those.
Yeah, I'll take them out.
These are for the ladies here, okay? Look at this. Pink. This one got a little, this was some bigger lace here that I found that I kind of deal with. But yeah, I had some pink ones. These are flexible. Some orange ones. Boop. So I don't know if the color makes a difference. I had done some one time where I had 2 ounce ones that were one color and, you know, 1.5 ounces that were a different color. And I don't know if color actually makes a difference in whether the fish hit them or not. So, can't really say.
How much am I supposed to sell these for?
I don't know. $1, 75 cents, 50 cents. I don't know. Grayson wants to make them and sell them, so we may end up doing that at some point if I can figure out a way for him to do it without burning his fingers off. But put those back in there. Yeah, give him some more work to make some more money. But yeah, I don't know if color makes a difference on whether anything hits them or doesn't hit them. You got to remember that most reservoirs, one thing happens is you get into the bottom in the silty part of these reservoirs and rivers and stuff, there's virtually no visibility, even in broad daylight. I've talked to divers that, rescue divers that go down, and when they go down looking for a body, they're basically feeling around for it because it stirs up so much stuff. So the other thing is, as you get deeper in the water column, color starts to disappear. Color is created from light, and you have to have light to have color, and if there's not enough, you know, the further you go down, the more color starts to go gray. So, you know, deeper water, 30, 40 feet of water, I don't think there's really going to be any color anyway. So.
Oh, tell them about the people that lived in North Carolina that went outside.
Yeah, if y'all didn't hear, we actually had some people from our hometown that were down at the coast fishing. And you may have saw it on the news, I don't know, but their boat went missing. They went out last Sunday and into some pretty rough seas, and there was the first time they had taken the boat out, and
no EPIRB,
they didn't make it back.
Radio.
Yeah, there was no EPIRB, no radio, and they found the boat capsized Friday, I believe. And but they didn't find any of the guys that were on the boat. So note to self, to any of y'all that do any saltwater fishing, y'all all know the drill, but sometimes you need to be reminded that life jacket may be what saves your life if your boat gets capsized in those rough waters. I know that can happen up on the Great Lakes. Some of you guys that fish up there, Champlain, some of those lakes, all that kind of stuff.
Nice to see you again.
So yeah, it's a solemn reminder if it can get bad on the big water. So luckily we don't get to the point of capsizing here on these lakes in this size boat, but some of the smaller boats, the John boats, that kind of stuff, you do have to be careful, so that's something to keep in mind.
What lakes
So real quickly, as nothing's getting hit, we're gonna have to head home. Catfish Weekly is coming on here in about 20 minutes here on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed, make sure you're joined in. Luke from Northwoods Angling is going to be on there, I hear. And that ought to be an interesting show. So Luke's always got something good going on. So yeah, check that out. See what's going on. They usually have some pretty interesting guests on there. So it happens every Monday night. So it's barring something really crazy. They're on there every Monday. So it's worth watching and checking out what's going on. They talk about tournaments. They talk about fishing. They talk about tackle. They talk about all kinds of different stuff. So it's a pretty cool channel that they got going on, and hopefully they keep it going and we keep getting people in there to watch. So make sure your notifications are turned on so that you'll be notified that it's actually on the air. For those of you that tuned in late, new people to it, right on Lake Wiley, we got started lake fishing. Grayson's sunglasses fell in the lake, and I spent an hour throwing a cast net trying to get them, and we didn't get them. So
not just any pair, they were Costa'S.
They were a pair of Costa'S that were given to him from somebody.
For free, too.
Yeah, not good stuff. But, like I told him, bad stuff happens to good people, and life goes on, and we can have a lot bigger problems than that. So, we're blessed to be here, blessed to be fishing, and, you know, it's not the end of the world. Anyway, we're probably going to jump off of here for now. That way you guys can go get you something to eat, go to the bathroom, get you a drink, microwave you a pizza, and sit down and watch Catfish Weekly here coming up in about 20 minutes here on YouTube. And is there any fish? Any fish? No fish. No fish. I'm going to try to get out here maybe tomorrow evening. No promises. I will let you know on Facebook, Dieter Melhorn Fishing on Facebook. I'm going to try to notify everybody on there, and that I'll be on. We were planning to do that tonight, but with